I'm Meredith Klein, host of Tango Stories, which brings you glimpses into the lives of the dancers, musicians, organizers, and DJs who are part of the worldwide resurgence of Argentine tango. Thanks for joining me here on Usala Radio. Thanks so much for tuning into Tango Stories today. It's going to be a really great episode because it features an interview recorded live with El Cachivache Tango Quintet from Buenos Aires. But before we hear the voices of the band members, let's listen to some of their music. We're going to hear Montan, which is included as a bonus track on their most recent album, Lujo y Fantasía. Welcome to Tango Stories. I'm your host, Meredith Klein, here on Usala Radio. We're coming to you live today, or recording live, actually, in the amazing ballroom of the Lithuanian Music Hall Association in Port Richmond, and we have really, really special guests with us. The Tango Quintet from Buenos Aires, El Cachivache. Welcome.
Muchas gracias.
Thanks so much for being here. And today, for the very first time, we have a live audience at Tango Stories recording. And we don't have you mic'd up, so you're really going to have to yell so we know you're here. You can see that there's about 500 people in the room. We're going to need more monitor over here if the band's going to be able to hear. All right. Better? Okay, good. You can hear me now. Great. So the quintet consists of directors Vito Venturino, who plays guitar, Pablo Montanelli on the piano, and the other musicians are Adriano De Vita, bandoneon, Pacha Mendez, upright bass, and Bruno Giottini, violin. So let's start right off at the heart of the matter. The music you play is sometimes called tango and sometimes called tango punk. What is tango punk?
Bueno, muchas gracias, Mary. Gracias por invitarnos. Un placer estar acá esta
Thank
noche.
you for being here.
Con Pablo empezamos hace unos 10 años a tocar juntos. Nosotros somos músicos que venimos del rock, del blues, de otros estilos. Y bueno, a lo largo de los años creo que se ha ido incorporando esa raíz rockera en nuestro tango, ¿no? Entonces,
do you mind if I translate for our
course.
audience?
Please.
So Vito says that he and Pablo both come from a background in blues and rock, and 10 years ago they started to become more interested in tango again.
Yes, we start to play together 10 years ago, tango, but these roots of rock, I think, are making a fusion in our tango music. So people start to call us tango punk.
Super. And your last 2 albums are actually called Tango Punk Volume 1 and Tango Punk Volume 2, is that right? In fact, you got together and you founded the band in 2008?
Yes.
And so it's 10 years, and you've already put out 7 albums, which is a lot. It's quite a lot of production. About how much of the music that you record are your arrangements of traditional tangos, and how much are original compositions?
Yo creo que tocamos 50% tangos clásicos y 50% temas nuestros.
So Pablo says they play about half arrangements of traditional tangos and half their own compositions.
Y para este último disco fueron más temas propios que tangos clásicos, ¿no? Un 70-30.
And for their last 1 or 2 discs, the last album,
sí.
The proportion has changed and they're recording more of their own music. Do you think that trend is going to continue, that you kind of developed your own sound and your own way of hearing tango, and the new music is going to keep coming out of you more?
A propósito de lo que decía Vito, pienso que lo de tango punk se debió a una búsqueda de un sonido propio, de un estilo.
So Pablo says that the tango punk came out of their search for their own sound, their own style.
Sí, en 2013, cuando empezamos a componer tangos propios,
in 2013 when they started to compose their own tangos.
Y encontrando o buscando ese sonido personal.
And they started looking for their own sound, their own personal sound.
Y a la vez tratando de hacer los arreglos de los tangos clásicos, hacerlos lo más original posible, lo más parecido a nuestra personalidad.
And so it's not just about composing new tangos, but even in even when they play traditional tangos that they're rearranging, trying to find their own sound in that and not just recreating what's been done before.
Y el hecho de querer romper también con lo que es la idea del tango de siempre por eso también es algo de punk, pienso, ¿no? Una actitud de cambiar.
So punk comes from the desire to break the way things have always been and to break with tradition, create something new. It's an attitude as much as a sound.
Sin embargo, somos muy tradicionales también con
They say that despite that, they're actually really traditional.
Sí, porque nos gusta mucho las orquestas de los años 40 y es una gran influencia y eso siempre queremos tocar ese tipo de música también, ¿no?
We'll take a break from the live interview to listen to another recording of El Cachivache. Instead of an original composition like we heard in the first song, Montan, this is one of their really awesome arrangements of traditional tangos. This is Que falta que me haces. The music is by Miguel Caló and Armando Pontier, and the lyrics are of Federico Silva. Again, Que falta que me haces, a recording of the great, awesome band El Cachivache. So you say that you've always enjoyed playing the music from the 40s and always really respected that music. Mm-hmm. I was curious to know what of the traditional orchestras, the traditional recordings really inspires you? Is it Troilo? Is it Di Sarli? Is it Pugliese?
Exactamente eso sí iba a decir. Troilo primero, Di Sarli, y pienso que Pugliese, Piazzolla, Horacio Salgán, y eso más en la música, lo más personal mío, ¿no? Pienso que todos escuchamos las orquestas de los 40 en general, pero también tenemos esa influencia de otro tipo de música, ¿no? de rock de Argentina, por
So
ejemplo.
they, in addition to, I guessed right, the orchestras that inspire them, Troilo, De Sarli, Pugliese, Piazzolla, and all of them listen to music from the 40s, but they also are bringing in these other influences from rock, from blues. Jazz? Is jazz part of your kind of what's in your ear, what's in your head?
Yes, of
When-
course. I think I like all kind of music,
Yeah.
and there is also a lot of new tango orchestras in Buenos Aires
Yes.
that also are influential for us. Mm?
Will you let us know which ones?
Sorry.
Which ones? Which ones are, you know, if you have a free night in Buenos Aires and you have time to go out and hear an orchestra?
There are really a lot. For example, here on this stage, Bruno Giuntini has his own orchestra in Buenos Aires, the Rotas Cadenas, with his own compositions. Adriano has his own, Sísmico Tango, and there is a big movement in Buenos Aires. Bruno was playing a lot of years in Fernández Fierro.
Ah, okay.
Is one of the more influential orchestras in.
So wow, so it's not just El Cachivache, but you, the others of you also have your own bands, your own projects in Buenos Aires. Amazing. We want a whole list of all the gigs so we can go to all of them.
Okay.
Yeah. So what else?
Pacha Mendes in the bass, he has a salsa group.
No way.
It's the most similar to tango he can play. Besides Cachivache.
Do you really have a salsa band in Buenos Aires? You have a Cuban band in Buenos Aires. Yeah, pass that guy the microphone. What's the name of the band?
I didn't really want to talk about it.
No.
It's called República Berraquera. It's just a band. It's just a band I got together just to have fun, just to get a little away from El Cachivache, which is playing tango.
Just let loose a little bit.
Music is huge, but there are music genres that are more real and others that are more fun. So El Cachivache and tango in general are like
real
life.
Yeah.
And this other music is just for having fun and
to let loose.
Exactly.
Yeah. I wish we could have brought your band to play the cortinas in between the serious music.
Someday.
That would have been really good.
I think we are recording now a CD. I think. I'm not in Argentina, so I wouldn't.
Super. Well, I'm bringing a group to Buenos Aires in April, so we hope to go to one of your concerts.
You are invited.
Thank you very much.
Forget about tango.
At least for one night, right?
We're going to listen now to another arrangement of a traditional tango made by El Cachivache. It's Te aconsejo que me olvides, music of Pedro Mafia with lyrics by Jorge Curi. Again, Te aconsejo que me olvides. And before we listen to the rest of the interview with El Cachivache, we're going to listen to one more of their original compositions. So one of the really unique aspects of the Cachivache sound is the inclusion of the electric guitar, which of course is not typical for a tango band. I want to listen to Tango del Infinito because the sound of guitarist Vito Venturino playing in the foreground is really powerful, and I especially love it when the more traditional instrument of tango, the bandoneon, comes in together and they play in this really unique sound of electric guitar with bandoneon. So we're going to listen to Tango del Infinito, which again is an original composition of El Cachivache.
So it's true that you have your own milonga in Buenos Aires, the El Cachivache milonga.
Bueno, sí, llevamos muchos años organizando milonga. Empezamos con Pablo en España hace, no sé, 7 años, 8, a organizar una milonga en un festival allá. Una vez en Buenos Aires retomamos ahí con varias milongas diferentes. En este momento en Buenos Aires hay una situación bastante complicada, a todo nivel, político, económico, social. Las milongas están siendo seriamente perseguidas, están siendo cerradas, muchas de ellas por el gobierno. Y nosotros estamos con muchos viajes también, así que bueno, nuestra milonga es un poquito intermitente. A veces funciona y a veces no.
I'm not going to translate all of that, but what you're saying is super important. So they started organizing milongas in Spain and then organized in many different places in Buenos Aires, and it was going well. But right now it's a really complicated time for milongas in Buenos Aires because
not just for milongas.
Well, for everybody. But a lot of the milongas keep getting shut down, and the people who live from organizing milongas don't know if they can depend on their milonga being open next week. It's the inspectors or what?
Yes, there is not any support from the state. The state is focused just on the World Cup, the Mundial de Tango.
It's a huge problem that the city of Buenos Aires, the government,
yes,
and also the government of the country,
yes, is the same.
really does not seem, unfortunately, to value the efforts of individuals. And they run a big festival in the tango competition as their way of contributing to tango. But all of you and all of the thousands and thousands of people who give everything to create milongas, to create music, to raise people up as dancers in tango, all of that don't get any help, any support, and in fact feel attacked.
Yes.
Yeah. It really sucks. You're like, why did we move from Spain to back home to Argentina? Yes. And Pablo says, the reason we moved back is to help our country. But you're like, okay, the country could also help us.
No, it's our place. We are from Argentina. You know, it's where we want to live.
It's a complicated moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
All right. Well, we can't end on that sad note. So what does El Cachivache have coming up? I know that you've been on this major tour in the U.S., and you've already played in Cleveland, Detroit, Western Mass, a number of nights playing in different places in New York City, and I know you're going back to New York City after this, and then you fly to Austin and Miami. So by the time this show airs on Wednesday, there's just one show left in the U.S., which I believe is in Miami Thursday night. Is that correct? Miami, Saturday night. Saturday, September 29th. All right, so if you're listening from Miami, you've got to go hear El Cachivache on Saturday night. Yeah, and then when you get back to Buenos Aires, are you going back into the recording studio?
El disco ya lo grabamos, lo estamos ahora presentando y cuando volvemos a Buenos Aires tenemos un ciclo de un mes en La Viruta, todos los domingos.
So you've already just released your most recent album, which is Tango Punk Volume 2, or is it?
No, se llama Lujo y Fantasía.
Lujo y Fantasía.
Brand new.
Awesome. So we're going to hear a lot of that tonight. Is that right?
Sí.
Awesome.
Sí.
Luxury and fantasy.
En inglés suena mejor.
And then when you get back to Buenos Aires, you go into every week or every month in La Viruta? How often? Every week. Wow.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday in La
we play in La
Viruta.
Viruta.
How lucky are porteños to be able to go hear you every week. It's interesting. Every single guest I bring on Tango Stories mentions La Viruta.
Y también tenemos algunos conciertos en la Milonga Batifondo, que es la que organizamos junto con nuestro amigo Fervietti, uno de los organizadores de Milonga que apoya más al tango de hoy, a las orquestas de hoy.
Awesome. Is that your milonga? Is that?
Sí.
Yeah. So you're going to restart your milonga when you get back.
Sí.
And again, what's it called?
Milonga Batifondo.
Batifondo?
Batifondo.
¿Qué quiere decir?
¿Qué quiere decir? Noise became from party.
Ah, like when we call our milonga quilombo? A
Es
little
un
bit?
Quilombo. Batifondo es como quilombo.
So it's
Sí.
the quilombo of sound.
Sí.
Hey, awesome. So we have a little affinity with each other, therefore. Awesome. Anything else you want to tell us?
Sí, como que puedo responder, no sé, a ver, ¿sobre qué?
How did you start playing bandoneon, Adriano?
El bandoneón lo empecé a tocar hace muchos años. Yo estudiaba música y escuché a Piazzolla y me enamoré de su música y del instrumento y sí, tocaba el trombone.
Wow, so Adriano played trombone. He played trombone. But he listened to a lot of Piazzolla and fell in love with the music and decided to take up the absolutely impossible instrument, the bandoneon. Es verdad lo que dicen, que es casi imposible el bandoneón.
No, es posible.
Es posible.
Todos los instrumentos tienen una dificultad. El bandoneón tiene la suya, tiene su dificultad. Pero todos los instrumentos tienen alguna dificultad que es saltear. Así que, no, es un instrumento. O sea, hay que dedicarle mucho estudio, sí.
Adriano says it's not actually necessarily more difficult than all instruments, which are all difficult and all require a whole lot of dedication. I think we're nearly done.
Okay. I want to say, visit please elcachivache.info to get our music, see our videos, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
Everything. And actually, people can buy all of your albums directly on your website and directly from you guys. So they're not going through an intermediary. They're not paying iTunes or...
No. elcachivache.info.
You got that? elcachivache.info to buy some of the amazing music that we're going to play for you on the show today. And if you're lucky enough to be coming to the milonga tonight, you're going to hear live. Thank you guys so much for coming to Philadelphia, for dedicating this time to talk with us, and thank you for the music that you're going to inspire us with tonight. Thank you so much.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
Okay. Of course. Thank you. Thanks for being here. All right. Until next time, I'm your host, Meredith Klein, on Tango Stories on USA La Radio. We just heard En Contrastes, an original composition of El Cachivache, and now we're going to listen to a whole tanda of their music, which combines original compositions with arrangements of traditional tangos, or one arrangement of a traditional tango. We have Blues de Wanda, No Me Extraña, which is the traditional tango, Muerte Dulce, and then Saavedra.
So again, I'm just such a huge fan of El Cachivache. I really recommend that you follow their website, check them out, and consider buying their music, which you can buy directly from them on their website without going through an intermediary, which is pretty great. So their website is elcachivache.info. I'm going to spell that for you if it's a little bit of a long word. It's elcachivache.info. So you can find out all the information about the band and where they're going to be playing, and also buy their music at that link. Before I sign off today, one more tango, an original composition of El Cachivache. It's Se hizo de noche. Thanks for tuning into Tango Stories today. I'm your host, Meredith Klein. See you next week here on Usala Radio.